That's who I feel for the most. As soon as I saw the 5th pick for the Detroit Pistons go up, my heart broke because this entire season, the last 2 or 3 seasons, interviewing all the fans, interacting with the fans, sitting down and doing written articles for fans, season ticket holders, people who are believing in what's going on. You talk about a franchise who this city has made sure they were top 20 in attendance. The Pistons have been between 12 and 19 the last 4 years as it relates to NBA attendance. And it's not just fluff numbers. I've been at the games. You guys have been at the games, Broder and KG.
Mm-hmm.
JB, you've been to some games. Have you been to some games this year?
No, I did not.
Look,
Good
there
for
are
you.
times, obviously the
Good
arena's
man.
not at capacity, but the fans were still coming out and supporting. You look all across social media. People say, don't talk about the Pistons. You talk about the Pistons and you see people's passion. Why? Because the Pistons matter. They're one of our squads that have won 3 championships, and to see how they are being run right now, to see the lack of success right now, to see the lack of coming through on the promises right now, you go through a rebuild like this, and this is what you have. I feel so bad for the fans because the Pistons, they worked for this. They worked for this. I don't feel bad for the Pistons. This is what they worked for. You knew what the odds were. You knew what the odds were. And you knew that this was the year to take the step forward, and all everybody did was sat on their hands. The reason why I'm upset is because the promise that was shown in the beginning versus where this thing went to as time continued to go on, to see how this front office has been just operating, and to see ultimately what happened with Troy Weaver and the fan, it shows the disconnect between the organization and the fans.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. The whole sell the team thing, that's never going to be something that ownership and fans are going to see eye to eye on. But it's a cry. They're crying out the same way they did when they did the Million Man March, the same way they did with the Ford family throughout the years. They're crying out like, do better. Do better. Do better. That 5th pick last night, it wasn't a micro. I know people want me to get on here and be like, oh, Detroit versus everybody. Only aspect of me that feels Detroit versus everybody, yet again, is for the fans. The Pistons did this to themselves. They did this to themselves.
That's
You look at the fact that Atlanta was in the play-in. You look at the fact that freaking Houston went from 22 wins to 41 wins. You look at the fact that San Antonio, they're in the top 4. These are teams, though, that all have better rosters than the Pistons. And why does that matter? Because the new odds say, hey, if you're going to be a slum in this league, we're not rewarding you.
Mm-hmm.
The Pistons have worked for this. The first time, maybe it felt like a little bit of, man, why are they doing this to the Pistons? But right now, this is all about how the Pistons have been run for the last, not just 4 years, but 15 to 17 years now. And this is not fun. It's not fair. People, y'all don't deserve this, because you know what? People say, I'm going to turn away. I'm not going to look. Pistons don't matter to me. And I get it. Engagement will go down.